All right, guys, let's talk. Right, we have already established what this course is and what this course isn't. Again, I want you guys to realize that this is a very simple, very simple and straightforward strategy. Very straightforward, very easy to learn. But then you're also going to need to practice and practice for a bit, before you're able to fully get a grip of this strategy and take it to your advantage. Now, let's talk about the things you have to look out for when you're about to use this strategy. There are three things we have to consider when we are doing our analysis. We have to consider what has price been doing, what is price currently doing, and what is the next likely thing to happen, right? Considering these three factors will give you a better understanding of what is likely going to happen, and then would help you create a proper trading plan, or trading setup in place. So for you to put that plan in place, these are the three most important things that you have to always check out for, right? Now, you want to know what has been happening, what is currently happening, what is the next likely thing to happen. Now, for you to check these things, right, for you to, I hope you are writing, I hope you are taking notes, because if you do not, I'm sorry, but don't contribute your money to my own profit, oh. Because literally your loss is somebody's gain, and I don't want to make your money. So please ensure you're taking notes, and then you know you follow the rules of the game. Now, for you to be able to identify these three things, there are three key things we have to consider. Again, the first one is the trend, right? We have to know what the trend is. Are we in an uptrend? Are we in a downtrend? Now, the next thing you want to consider is market structure. But in terms of market structure, we want to consider where is price currently trading at. Are we at the area of resistance, or at the area of supply? Are we at the area of demand, or at the area of support? We want to know these things. And then the next thing, which is absolutely important, is what is price action saying, right? Because if price action isn't on your side, your chances of succeeding properly in trading with this strategy is not entirely assured. There's one other factor which also influences how well the trade goes, which is trade volume. If there isn't volume in the market, then you're not going to have a lot of wins, or you're not going to have a possibly great day with trading. It does not necessarily mean you're going to make losses, just to be clear. It just means you're not going to have the best trading day. For example, right, look at this trade right here. It was very sluggish for like 2 days, right? If I'm to hold on, let me check properly, right? Yeah, this trade lasted 23 hours, which is like a whole day, and then still did not eventually go my way entirely, right? It just ranged and then went back and forth, back and forth. There are going to be days like that when things are going to be quite slow. And then there's this trade right here, right? Which I got in at the open of markets. I think Sunday night, early Monday morning was when I got into this trade, and apparently it did take how many days as well? Let's see. Um, it took 3 days before it went our way, and there are days when it's just going to happen, boom, just like that, right? Let me show you guys an example, right? All of these trades that I'm showing, they are actually trades that I took this week. I think it was on gold. Yeah, I remember it was during the news on gold that I got this trade. Sorry, this can actually lag. So, right, look at this trade, right? It literally took how many hours to hit my TP? First candle 1 hour, second candle, like by the second candle, it was already at my TP, and this was for over 310 pips, right? Literally took just 2 hours to attain my goal. And then there's this particular trade I had here going to the top that did not even end up going entirely my way. I only like thankfully I took some profits when I started noticing some rejection around this level, right? But then even before then, let's see how long it took before it went that high. um it took about 4 hours. So there's also the factor of volume to consider. When there's no volume, whatever strategy you take, there's not going to be profit. There's going to be literally no movement. So volume also matters as well. But this is not something you control, which is why we're not going to be focusing too much of our attention on it, right? No volume, no trade. That's just it, right? Um, Moving on now, let's talk about how you can. Now that we've talked about the three things you have to consider when you want to use this strategy, let's talk about how to actually do the analysis, right? You can see now I've changed my I have changed my, what's it called now, from the currency to the backtest list. So um let's just remove all of these drawings. Now I'm confused. If okay, this is about like 6 minutes. Sorry, I think this particular video is long enough. I want to make these videos as short as possible so that it keeps you encouraged and you don't get tired while watching an endless a very lengthy video, right? So I'm going to break this video and then I'm going to record another one talking about how to actually approach this thing more practically. And I'll be saying practical things, but I promise this the next one is going to be very practical. So I'll see you guys in that video. All right. Peace out.